Today on Outside the Box Reviews, Predator Week continues, and today we are looking at the NECA Predators San Diego Comic-Con 2013 exclusive, and this is the Albino Predator. Albino is the second piece to go into our Predator Dead End, or Batman Dead End, I guess I should say, figure collection. And I have to say, what better week to take a look at this figure than with the Kenner tribute line, because damn if this guy doesn't look like he fits right in with the crummy paint job on some of those old Kenner figures. Fortunately, NECA this year, unlike last year, actually allowed you to sit at home and order these figures. They did end up being a little pricier than your average retail, but basically what you'd expect to pay at the con for an exclusive, so no real complaints on the price. It's what you would expect, I think. But the character selection kinda kills me, because I've seen Batman Dead End several times now, and I cannot pinpoint this character in the bunch. I've seen him in the behind the scenes footage, but in the movie itself, maybe, I think you can get a brief glance of him at one point. You kind of see the bright colors, but he is not a main focus. But knowing that they were going to do more Dead End Predators, I figured I might as well pick this guy up, review him for you guys, and have him for when I have the full set eventually, I assume. Now, unfortunately, Albino comes with no accessories, and that's a bit of a bummer. He has a normal Jungle Hunter armor here that has the place to plug in the backpack, and you could plug in anyone you happen to have lying around on him, but it would have been nice to get one that actually matched his brown armor. NECA's excuse is that he didn't have it in the movie, but you know what? Come on, it's a Comic-Con exclusive, you're charging a premium. Give us the stupid things. We know you have the mold. It's not going to cost that much more to add it on there. That kind of sucks. Guess it doesn't matter too much. He doesn't have his mask on. So I guess if it was me, I probably wouldn't display him with it anyway. The ones I have without biomasks on, I tend not to have the cannons at the ready. Except for Elder, of course. Head sculpt is the one we got way back with the first classic Predator, way back when the Predator line first kicked off Wave 1. And I don't believe it's been used again since, so it's kind of cool to get it again, especially if you missed that figure. But it's a cool open mouth pose. The paint on here is really what irks me. I know it's kind of true to the character, but it just looks so cartoony and so overly bright and vibrant. The bright orange, the white skin, the black stripes look kind of cool. I kind of like the off-white dreads with the brown jewelry in them. I don't know, it's just so bright and colorful. Now, one thing that this figure has that's supposed to make it a little unique is this little piece of armor up here is unique to this figure. It was actually on the packaging. It has exclusive shoulder armor. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of neat. And I'd kind of forgotten about it until I was trying to think of things to mention while reviewing this figure. And then I looked at Hive Wars and realized that they have already reused that exclusive armor piece. Not a huge deal, but worth pointing out that you can actually now assemble this figure out of other figures pretty easily. But the rest of here is what we've talked about 100 times. It's well painted for what it is. The netting's well done. I like the balance they struck with where the placement of these pieces are. They look like they do in whatever you could see of the movie. But it really is just the normal design. We got all the tubings back on here, which have been missing on some other ones. He has his computer. Open hand on this side. Semi-open hand. This is actually the disc hand, and mine tends to fall off really easily. This is the disc hand from the Predator 2 line. He has his wrist blade that is very stiff on my figure, but it works. Black loincloth, armor. Just pretty much what you'd expect with this guy. Nothing too fancy. It almost seems redundant to go over Albino's articulation, but he has a ball joint at the head, pin socket at the shoulders, forward back out to the side, bend and swivel at the elbow, ball joint at the wrist, swivel at the waist, pin socket at the legs, forward back out to the side, swivel up the upper thigh, double joint at the knee, and a ball joint at the foot. So overall, I just have this overwhelming ambivalence to Albino here. I think I'm gonna really be happy that I have him when NECA starts releasing a lot more of these Dead End Predators. I know we have the Wasp already coming up pretty soon here. I think next wave, actually. But just on his own, he's not too impressive of a piece, just by the coloration choices. And that's not really NECA's fault. That's really more the fault of the movie makers. I just think they picked an unappealing color scheme in an attempt to do something different. But on top of that, I think NECA could have released something a little cooler as a Comic-Con exclusive. I guess maybe I should be thankful, even though they were easy enough to get, maybe I should just be thankful that they put the one that's barely in the movie as the Comic-Con exclusive, as opposed to putting one of the ones that you're really gonna want as the exclusive. But I just think it makes it a weaker exclusive in general. I'm gonna give it a slight not recommend. It's nothing horrible, but it's nothing new, except for that piece of shoulder armor, which now we already have again. That's all I can give it. I'm kind of sick and tired of reviewing this figure because we've had this body so many times. I've talked about it. The Predator line is an area where NECA can really expand and do a lot of things just because they can reuse a body a lot, but sometimes it just doesn't come out cool. Just like some of the lessers in the Lost Tribe, this guy is just going to be a background character when all's said and done with me. Make sure you check out Outside the Box Reviews on Facebook. There'll be a link below. Also check out Outside the Box Reviews on Instagram, username Outside the Box Reviews. And until next time, stay tuned because there's still one more entry in Predators Week to come.
If you collect it, you can find it at allscaleseverything.com.
The Albino Predator is yet another piece to our dead-end tribe to